So from then onwards, we were all very interested. I remember Danta being amazed by how creative this group, which was called Dimkop, was. Zed was the driving force behind it, the main producer, and we started working on many other tracks after that. Zed at that stage was clearly a young talent. I mean, I don't think he could have been more than 17 or 16 years old at that stage, but was clearly such a talent that we started using him to produce other groups that we brought in, and it was a great way for him to earn extra pocket money. And he produced a number of different groups. I'm trying to think of them at the moment. I will think of them if I give it some thought. But yeah, he was producing left, right and centre there at Mamara Studios. We moved across the road and rented space. What happened after that? Then
let them listen to the song
Couple of weeks later, second song is made. A couple of weeks later, after that, Shell Road to Fame 1998 became our main focus.
what happened next was the Shell Road to Fame. I remember we were involved in it, and we entered Dimkop into that competition because they were definitely one of our top groups at Mama Dance at the time.
The day of the show, we hit the stage, gave a flawless performance, and won the Cape Town trials. Then off to Bophuthatswana Studios, where the show was being recorded. First time in a hotel, endless TV time, priceless attention from the hotel staff. Man, this is the life. Plus we were going to be on TV, you know. Got back to Cape Town, and 2 weeks later the show was aired. Then Dimkop just took off.
The next thing was the Sprite Rush Hour TV show. There was interviews for that, as well as many other newspapers and magazines were picking up on the group in Cape Town at that stage. I think we had released the whole of Cape Town CD by then. So we released the whole of Cape Town with groups like Never Give Up, the Crew,
no mga shine but fit to my neck. The Crew never flop in my knees.
Seaside, and I remember handing out that CD to many producers, including the Island Records. I went over to London, and Chris Blackwell's assistant there, a guy called Jumbo van Rienen, he listened to that whole CD, and his favourite track was Nazor by Dimkop. So he was actually at that time quite interested to sign Dimkop to Island Records. What else was happening at that stage? There was the live performance on the morning show of SABC2 where Dimkop performed very successfully. And yeah, as I say, Zed had established himself as such a good producer by that stage that other record labels were asking him to do remixes of their artists, and one of them was from Mel 2000. They gave him a remix to do, which he did with Ben Amato, and it was called My Bushman Peeps, and it was with samples from Kwesa in Namibia, Kalahari. That track remains one of the most popular remixes that Robert has done, Robert Trims.
You know, after that, Craig got us some newspapers, more TV appearances, more gigs, and we started getting paid. You know, 1998 with Dimkop here, big time.
Then we moved on, we started producing library music discs, and Zed contributed a lot of material to Quieter House, our first library music CD. And I think he's earned thousands and thousands of rands from his tracks, and the first CD was called Quieter House, and it had about 10 or so or more of Z's tracks. I think the Dimkop might have even split by that stage.
And as usual, death waiting around the corner to disrupt a good thing. Late in that year, I lost a very close family member, a big cousin who was more of a big brother to me and the other young relatives. When Uvelile died, it was clear to me that my family was vulnerable to death just like any other family, because it had been straight 9 years since we buried my grandfather, so you couldn't blame me for thinking like that. Uvelile survived the shooting, and this is the guy who, when his enemies came looking for him at my house, guns in hand, he was not shook at all. Uvelile was fearless, but death didn't fear him. The family picked up from that and moved on. As difficult of a time as it was, we had to let him go. The bad vibes stuck around, and other things in my life took a bad turn as well. Speech started not pitching up for rehearsals, and that was important. You know, he was late for scooter time. He was not communicating much, you know. Only to find out it had nothing to do with the music. He was experiencing family problems that he never communicated with me even up to now. Next thing I know, speech was gone to Joburg. What a bummer. And then I was faced with two decisions. One, get somebody else to replace speech and keep Dimkop going. And two, scrape everything off and start afresh as a solo artist / producer. And I chose number two, and I stuck with it.
To date, his songs, those tracks from that library are still being played on TV. They have been on Rhythm City even this year, which is what, 10 years later, so they obviously really have had a great effect. And he has been one of our biggest earners on the music library, which clearly shows that it's not just us who saw his talent, but hundreds of editors and post-production facilities, etc. We've subsequently released a brand new bunch of his tracks on a new library disc, number 18 now, we're 18 in, 17 it's called Sounds and Custom. Yeah, I think Z's music's being used in Nando's TV ads, Lux ads, and as I said, TV shows, many TV shows, too many to mention.
Gux King Producer.